back to the workshop, people. Here we have a 2018 Mazda CX-3. It's got the 2-litre Skyactiv engine in it, and she's got a bit of a problem with the water pump, which is a fairly common issue with these engines. So we're going to show you the trials and tribulations of us changing it out. We're just going to take out the inside guards and the wheel arch here to get better access to it. It's kind of hard to get it from the top. This should allow us to see a bit better in there. That's it up there, kind of hard to see. Shouldn't be too tricky. We'll just remove this belt here, the belt tensioner. Release the tension on the water pump and get it out through this opening right here. Alright, so we're just taking off the pulley, 3 10mm bolts, I think they were. 8mm. Yeah. 8mm bolts. And this belt doesn't have a tensioner, it's actually a, what's it called?
Stretch fit.
Stretch fit belt. Hi guys, it's me from the future here. Upon reviewing this, it appears I recorded it in vertical rather than horizontal format, so I'd just like to apologise in advance for that. Belt, stretch fit belt here, we'll be able to remove that off by turning the pulley and prying the belt off down here on the crank pulley. On second thoughts, we're actually just going to try and remove that pulley straight off the water pump, and hopefully the belt comes with it. There is a stretch fit tool that we have to manipulate that off, but it potentially does a bit of damage to the belt, so we're just going to try and get it off without it, and we'll see how we go getting it back on. Yep. Alright, let's get the bolts out. Let's see how we go getting the pulley off now. That was pretty easy. And there we have the water pump. Looks like it's been leaking a bit, perhaps. Got a bit of coolant staining on the bottom of it there. What would you say there? Yep. The original source of this issue was it was making a fair bit of noise. You can sort of hear it when you spin it. Just taking the electrical connectors off the back of it. The wiring movements on there. Apologise for the quality of the view you get making it. It's kind of not much room in there and hard enough to get your hands in, as well as a view of what's going on. Doing the best for you. Okay, that's most of the bolts out. There's just one left up here. I'm trying to get it out. Try not to get coolant all over myself. Alright, that's the last bolt out there. Now with a bit of luck this should come off quite easily without covering me in coolant. So it was just being held in there by the O-ring. Tight. Right there. This one's obviously never been off before. Got that OEM
freshness still.
That sound you can hear is the issue with this water pump. When the engine's running, it makes a really loud noise inside the cabin, and it's an indication of a bad bearing.
So, yes, we can see with the other one, it's making a fair bit of noise when it's spinning. That one spins nice and smoothly. So the O-ring stays on the car. The new water pump doesn't come with one, but what we've done with the new one is put a bit of grease in there so it slides on the O-ring nice and easily and doesn't bind up or anything when it goes on. So now we'll try and shimmy that back in there.
Good. That's good.
Beautiful. Now, are we going to be lucky enough to just be able to put that pulley back on with the belt on it?
Let me apologize again for this horrible camera angle. But what we're doing here is basically putting the pulley back on the front of the water pump at the 3 8mm bolts and trying to do that with the belt on it. That was proving a bit of a struggle, so we ended up putting the pulley back on and then cranking the belt on using the crank pulley to turn the system.
So off camera, we just used a 1/2" ratchet to rotate the crank pulley here, holding the belt onto the water pump, pulley up there, hold it on, rotate the crank pulley and it stretches and pulls it back on there. So you've got to be careful as well doing this, that the belt actually sits on the crank properly. It's kind of hard to see, but it's not quite on there right at the moment. Dark in there.
I'd have to wind up backwards with it.
There you go, that's a better view. Just got to be careful and make sure that it's also sitting on the crank pulley correctly when you put the belt back on. There we go. That's snapped back on there nicely. Checking that everything rotates freely forwards and backwards and there's no binding of the belt. Make sure it's all on there straight. It looks good on the crank pulley and it looks nice and square on the water pump as well. Obviously, because we pulled the water pump off, we lost a fair bit of coolant. So we're just replacing it back into the engine before we start it up and see how we went. video.